Nintendo is one of those companies that's known for making just amazing games, but they have made some absolute stinkers. What's the worst game they've ever made? Let's take a look. Wario World! Man, this had some potential. This could have been awesome. Sadly, however, it isn't. It wasn't actually developed by Nintendo, it was developed by an outside company called Treasure, which apparently have made some cool stuff, but this is not one of them. This game kind of just looks ugly, and is just weird, and is really repetitive, strangely. It's just kind of like a beat-em-up game. Strangely, not much charm. However, it did give us this awesome pause menu music. Mario Strikers Battle League, or whatever this game is, this is another one of Nintendo's just big failures of the Switch generation. This is worse than like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on the Wii U in terms of content. This is like the worst example of Nintendo's finish it later strategy, where they just release free DLC. This game sucks. There's like 2.5 hours of content at max. The only way you're getting your money out of this is if you really love the gameplay, which in itself is a step backwards from like older versions of this very game. Just go play the one on Wii. There's an awesome fan base still on the one that was released for the Wii. Hell, just get some friends around and play the GameCube one. This is terrible. So, Zelda II, right? This game's the worst in the series. What the hell is that? Why is this here? Get this out of here. This doesn't count. The CDI ones, they don't count. They're not actually part of the franchise. They're not canon. This one is canon. This is the worst canon game in the franchise. This could have been really cool. It was top down in the overworld and went into towns and dungeons. It kind of fell apart because it went into a 2D like side-scroller style thing, which could be cool. It did give us more strategy in the combat. But it released on the NES, meaning it didn't have the power, the graphics looked ugly, and I mean, they realised that you had to do like really cartoony graphics for characters to look good on the NES, and then the Zelda team just didn't listen. Super Mario Run. Oh my god. Why do you exist? This game single-handedly ruined Nintendo for a bit. They were making Nintendo Switch games, Wii U games, 3DS games, and mobile games. Like, all at the same time. This was single-handedly the reason we got really lame games like Mario Tennis Aces and Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. This is terrible. Here's one you might not have heard of. Pokemon Ranch. Could have been cool. It was a WiiWare game that allowed you to kind of have a ranch, hence the name, look after Pokemon. You know? You're getting where we're going here. Sadly, it's just poorly executed. The graphics look terrible, as is common for home console Pokemon games, but it has its charm. I suppose this game wasn't really made for playing in long play sessions, but it's a shame this game is just horribly boring. It's not good. You know what? It pains me to put a Wii Sports game on this list. I love Wii Sports. Wii Sports Resort blew everyone out the water. I bet they just kind of gave up and released this. This was such a mess. They made you buy all the sports individually if you bought the digital version. It was almost like a subscription service. It was lame, it was terrible, and it feels like they just forgot Wii Sports Resort existed. Chibi, Robo, Ziplash. Who could have guessed that this game would have been on this list? I mean, this game admittedly was made by a handful of people. You can kind of recommend it for people who just want a simple 3D platformer that works. There's nothing inherently broken about this. It was just made by a bunch of people who didn't know what the franchise really was. So this is Pikmin 4. Miyamoto said we were gonna get Pikmin 4 in like 2014, 15, maybe even 16. And this is all we've had for like 4 years. I mean, we got the Pikmin re-release, but this game's bad. It doesn't have any feel to it. It doesn't have much in the way of charm. And there's no time limit, which would have given it some form of challenge. And the story isn't even that good. This was just released to fill a gap in the 3DS's lineup when they were still trying to keep it alive, just in case the Switch died a horrible, painful death, just like the Wii U did. Mario's Time Machine. This game, this was Nintendo's attempt to try educate people or something. It features Mario going back in time to stop Bowser stealing stuff from the past because he can't just steal stuff in the regular present. That's too easy. I don't know what to say about this. The backgrounds look badly made, the sprites look disproportionate. It's not good. Earthbound. This game sucks. The characters completely forgettable and boring. The world has no charm. It's just a generic RPG. Okay, I'm obviously joking on this one. The actual number one. Wii Music. Now this game was a train wreck, wasn't it? This was like everyone's biggest example of what was wrong with Nintendo in the Wii era. Sure, they were making some good stuff, but like, they had abandoned their core fan base. No one wanted this. This was just a bunch of people like screwing around on stage. This was their best attempt at making this game good. Bless their hearts. They really failed. This was terrible. If you found this entertaining, consider subscribing to the BizBox. We make a ton of Nintendo content. I'll see you in the next one. I got to unwind from this trash.